Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? Hopefully you're doing all right. Excuse me. How you guys feeling? You only got 2 more weeks left. 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks left. Then we're done. Then we're all done. You guys ready for that? 2 weeks? 2 weeks! Alright. Angels up. Ooh, we're taking summer classes. I'm glad I'm not teaching summer classes. I'm going to enjoy the summer. Well, as much as I can stuck at the house. All right. So, you're doing all right? Just struggling with exporting my video? I'm choosing to. I don't have friends. I don't travel. Might as well try and graduate sooner. Nah, it's a good point. It's a very good point. All right, so we got about half the class, a little bit less than half the class. So we're just gonna go ahead and start. No need to keep you guys any longer than you have to. So we're just gonna go ahead and start. We have, is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, so I know we have 4 people, at least 4 people in the discussion board, okay? So that have posted their videos. So we're gonna go and hope that the rest of them will still be able to get it in there while we're watching, so we can get all these people in, because I don't want to have to spend 18 hours on the last day trying to get it out, right? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and press play. I'm going to mute the music. I'm going to make myself quiet. And then we're going to watch the video, okay? So here we go.
Hi, my name is Angel Covington, and I'll be speaking about how natural hair is a form of art. The natural hair movement was initially pushed in the 1960s for African American females in particular to start wearing their natural hair more and stop pressing their hair. It was all pushed really because way more African Americans, female and male, were able to be on the big screen, whether it was little roles or small roles. So they wanted them to start embracing their culture, because people like us, children, and people who look up to them were seeing them always with straight hair, and they didn't want that to be the look for African Americans anymore. The whole initial idea of straight hair, silky hair, white people's hair being such a go-to, being the thing, was because having natural hair, having big hair was frowned upon in the professional community. If your hair wasn't slicked back or if it wasn't relaxed, it was unprofessional. You would either get hired or you would get fired. And that whole idea, the whole notion of having straight hair being the go-to, being the way to have your hair, the way that's pretty, was because of a Barbie doll. Mr. Hansen, that's the guy who made the first Barbie doll. Even though it was white, it wasn't made to frown upon any other race. He made that Barbie doll for women to start having self-love from themselves, being able to just express themselves through a doll. And for him, he didn't realize that even though he wasn't making African American dolls, that it was affecting the African American community, because when African American children, all they were seeing was white Barbie dolls. They weren't seeing Barbie dolls with curly hair like this, in the different styles with the bobos, with the beads, the twist outs. All they saw was straight hair, so they thought that's pretty hair. They always saw that on the screen, so they thought that's pretty hair. So later on down the road, people started pushing more for the natural hair movement, and then social media became a really big thing. Twitter was actually the first platform to help push for natural hair, and it was because of Beyonce. Crazy enough, Beyonce was the biggest influencer for natural hair because she's such a highly looked upon female artist. She wore her hair, it was actually one of her performances, and she wore her hair in a curly do, and everybody just loved it, and people started going from there. People started pushing more for it. Then Facebook, people started pushing more on Facebook, like just telling the movie producers, we want to see more hair like this, and they started pushing for it. And even though they started pushing for it, they started pushing for it in a very slow manner. It started with the light-skinned females, their hair being curly, and the way they would do that for the different forms of art, the way they would push for that is the way they have their hair curly. They would have their hair curly, but their hair had to be in the 3A texture, and that's where the category comes from, 3A to 4C. 3A is mainly for 3A, 3B hair. You mainly see that in the mixed community. People are African Americans are mixed with a different race. Their hair tends to be a looser curl type. You do see some mixed people with thicker hair like mine. I have 3B, 3C hair. And even though I'm not mixed, you do see it in some African Americans, but you do see it a lot in the mixed community. 3C hair is tighter. It's a tighter texture. 4A hair, that's the kinky hair. 4A to 4C hair, that's the kinkier type of hair. That type of hair you mainly see in the dark-skinned women, and you see it in some other like brown skins and stuff, but you mainly see it in the dark skin community. And that hair was not the way to go in the beginning. And once again, social media was the biggest platform for African Americans to be able to show that black hair is the way to go. We can do so many things with our hair. And the 4A, 3B, 3C community, all of them, they started showing the different styles we could do with our hair. We can do twist outs, the braid outs, how we can just make our hair be a voice for us, be a voice for everybody as well, but show that we don't just have to have our hair in one style. They showed them that they could press it as well. Also curl it, could hold a curl, the wash and goes, the just different styles. And I have a video at the bottom showing you guys, it's a link. The first one is going to be showing you guys this be a table talk with these females, basically speaking about how the Tracy Ellis Ross and other big actresses start but they really help push for the natural hair community to be more involved in the big streams. So yeah, check it out.
Oh my god, it looks so pretty! Oh my god.
So as you guys can see in that clip, with the females at the round table, well, not round table, but the four females talking, they were all just expressing how social media has helped to show the different forms, from bantu knots to doing flat twists on your head and turning it into some type of shape. Like, it's crazy. And the form of art that the natural hair speaks for is the black community. It helps to show not only who you are as a person, but it can speak to so many different people and you didn't even know it. And that's what natural hair does, and that's how it's a form of art. Hair in general is a form of art, but the natural hair, for the way that the black community is trying to go and embracing our culture and embracing who we are, it has really helped a lot of people, because a lot of people felt like natural hair, like that style is cute on you, that's cute on you, but that wouldn't be cute on me. I can't do that on my hair, I'll get fired. And in this last clip you guys are going to see, it's going to be women talking about how some styles, they're really coming in because starting to see way more celebrities going out their way to do it. And even not even just like people on the screen, but people as far as like not actresses, singers, like for example, Ella May, she wears the most awesome natural hairstyle. She wears her hair natural. Who else is a big influence? Well, there's a lot more. I don't want to like hold, but this last clip will end off my presentation, but it will just go to show you guys how the different types of hair, how the different styles of hair, how it all just brings one form of art to the community. All right, thank you.
Oh my god, it looks so pretty. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, this is so nice. I like it. I love it. I'm like, oh my god.
Hair is very much an integral part of any performance, but sometimes it can be the main attraction. A perfect example of that, the Detroit Hair Shows. Thrown by legendary DJ and producer David Humphries, these shows were part runway performances, part dance halls, and all about highlighting Detroit's local hairstylists. 30 years later, the pageantry is still widely celebrated within the beauty world. Just this year, MoMA PS1 in New York City hosted its very own Hair Wars legends, and newbies from the scene created their futuristic updos, wigs, and weaves, working hair into fine art. In this episode of Maine, we talk to stylists about the legacy and impact of Hair Wars on up-and-coming hairstylists and the future of hair as art. Joining me today are Tamara, Katrina, and Bianca.
All right, so I think we had some extra videos going on. I think that you definitely knew what you were trying to say. You know, like you were talking about the importance of natural hair and what it has on the community. I think that you weren't necessarily defending anything, right? Like you had a point that you were making, like natural hair is great, it's beautiful, and all that stuff, but you weren't really going, natural hair is the best form of art, and then going, here's why, right? Or natural hair is the one thing that brings the African American community together, and here's why, right? So I think that on that end, as far as, hey, here's my statement and I'm going to defend it, there really wasn't anything, it wasn't there, or I missed it. I did see how you were saying that, you know, natural hair is a form of art, right? But you need to give us more examples. You need to show us why and how the artists, you know, the artistry of, you know, styling hair and stuff like that makes it something great. Okay? But as far as just the presentation in general, I think that your videos really helped, and you had some strong, you know, some strong statements that you were making. Okay? But we need to make sure that you are going to make a statement and you're going to defend it. All right? But besides that, good job. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Sorry.
Hi, my name is Amy.
No. Yeah, there we go. All right. Who do we have next? Moving up the board. Attendance, passion. Okay, let's see. Passion. I'm here. All right. Informative 3 minutes. Guess we're gonna go here first.
Hello.
All right, art of mediation. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and get off here and let you guys enjoy this presentation.
Hello everybody, so today I'm going to be showing you how the art of meditation is the best form of art. So before we start, we're going to do a quick breather. We're going to be doing it 3 deep breaths in and out. So while you're breathing, you're going to be thinking about in positivity and out negativity. Also, while we're doing this, you want to be breathing into your heart space. So we're going to do it 1 time. We're going to start now. That's 1 time. That's 2 times. That's 3 times. So, as you notice while you were breathing and meditating with your eyes closed, you noticed how you started to become more in tune with yourself. You noticed how your body and your mood started to change. It depends on how in tune you are that you really start to feel these things. So you might have been worrying about something like off, just random, like maybe your car note or anything like that. So you might have been worried about your car note, and then you just started to drift away. So as you can see, meditation already has improvements. So some ways that art will I'm sorry, I gotta take it on word. Some ways that meditation is the best form of art is it reduces your stress, it enhances your self-awareness. You can do it anywhere, anytime. It causes you to increase your memory. Also, it has a lot of healing properties, and you can really make your own meditation into your own form of art anywhere, anyhow. So some ways it reduces stress according to mayoclinic.com. Some of you guys might be familiar with this site. So some ways that it reduces it is it causes cortisol, which is known as the anxiety hormone, to decrease. So cortisol is a way of your body having someone like a fight or flight response in your body. So the way that it really does decrease this is that you start to become more aware of your surroundings. You start to become more grounded like a child. You start to be more aware and more in tune with your body. Right now, it is really hard in this state of mind from having all these things going on, these diseases and stuff just floating around. So just really learning how to tap in the middle of madness really can be beneficial in any situation. Also, it increases self-awareness. One of the core values to meditation is self-awareness, according to MindWorks. So, if you think about it, you're sitting here, you're meditating, and you might have these random thoughts like, you know, maybe it's about bills, maybe it's about your children, maybe it's about anything that you could possibly worry about. You're worrying about that. Maybe you're worrying about money. Then you come into self-realization that, hey, I don't have it as bad as I really thought I did. I don't really need to necessarily worry about these things. These are things that I have no control over. You know, I have to give this to something else.
Also, with the art of meditation, you can alter your experience by meditation, like anywhere, anytime. Like you can do anything with meditation. Like for example, you can use aromatherapy, you can use essential oils, which really helps you, you know, calm down, relax. Or maybe you want to be heightened, maybe you want your mood to be spiked up. So one common essential oil is lavender. So lavender is really known to reduce anxiety and really get you down, you know, calm and everything. So maybe you had like a stressed out day. So just to get in, it might be hard for you to get into that mood. So you could just do some aromatherapy and get into it. Also, crystals. Where's my... Okay, I don't have the one that... Okay, I do. So this is amethyst. Amethyst is known to reduce anxiety and reduce, you know, any anxiety or cluttered thoughts. It's also used to protect you from any outside energy. So this could really help you enhance your meditation. Also, incense and sage. Sage is one of those things that you can do to reduce anxiety. So you might be in a dorm and you might be in a place where you can't burn sage. You can get a spray, or you can get some essential oils. Also, you can go outside and meditate. You could be out in nature and meditate. You don't really need anything to meditate. You can meditate anywhere, anytime. That's how powerful meditation is. You could be in your car. You don't need to really close your eyes to meditate. You can just be in the present moment. So another thing, I didn't make this point, but I'm making this point now. You can be anywhere, anytime when you meditate. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. So you think of it's another mindfulness practice, which is a form of meditation. You can name 3 things that you smell, 3 things that you hear, 3 things that you can taste. So a way to like really get somebody out of a anxiety attack or something like that, you can really get them like some pudding or some jello or something like that, and really get them to focus on the texture of the food, on the texture of the things. You can get them like, have y'all ever heard of somebody who like had like a squishy ball? It's to really just to distract them from what's going on up here. Also, it increases your memory. So a lot of us, we're always trying to constantly Chase, hold up. Okay, so another thing that it can do is it can increase your memory, according to health.com. So a lot of us are really constantly not, you know how when you was little you were able to focus on some ants for a very long time, but now it's really hard to even focus on anything, even in class. It's really hard because we're so focused on our phones, technology, and the things that constantly stimulate our mind. So a good way to gain some of that back is using mindfulness practice and really just focus on it. Like me personally, I have ADHD, so I'm just always constantly like, what's this, what's that, but it really helps me really calm down. It really helps me be able to focus and learn in my environment. Also, another thing that meditation does is it's a very good healing practice. So we all have energy centers in our body. So the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, your third eye, and then your crown chakra. So there's more chakras than what you know of, but it's all connected. So it's all connected. So each energy center, like say I'm feeling like a lack of confidence, so I can imagine myself while I'm meditating a yellow light, a yellow beam of light going into my solar plexus while I'm meditating, and I can just imagine it, because it's all about imagination. And I could just put it in there, you know, just focus on the light and just focus on my third chakra, which is your solar plexus. And this can really help you heal from past traumas, because like while you're meditating, some things that are connected to your solar plexus will probably come up. Also, you can manifest your reality however you want to. So for example, if you want to manifest some more money, all you have to do is just close your eyes and meditate and envision yourself gaining more money. So this practice is known as the law of attraction, but you can use meditation to enhance it. So some things that I've manifested before is mostly money in my car. So I would just close my eyes and just focus, like me being in my happiest state, one of my happiest state, and then just focusing on that, and then just simply seeing myself, envisioning myself with these things, and they will come up. So as you see, meditation is the best form of art, because you can do anything what you want and anything you desire. And as you notice, art is simply nothing but communication. So you're learning to communicate with yourself. You're learning to communicate with the things that coexist around you. You're learning to communicate with your thoughts. You're learning not to just simply ignore them. You're learning to accept them. So I hope that you guys took something from this, and I really hope to see you guys meditating soon. Thank you for watching.
Anything? It all starts in the brain. During meditation, brain scans see increased activity in regions directly correlated with decreased anxiety and depression, along with increased pain tolerance. The default mode network in particular is activated when one's mind is at rest and not focusing on the outside world, and has been found to improve memory, self-awareness, and goal setting. Want to be more caring to your friends and family? When scientists compared the brains of Buddhist monks to new meditators, they found the region of the brain associated with empathy to be much more pronounced in the monks. It also literally changes your brain waves, and we can measure these frequencies. Meditators have higher levels of alpha waves, which have been shown to reduce feelings of negative mood, tension, sadness, and anger. And if that wasn't enough, it also physically changes our brain shape and size. Studies found that after 8 weeks of a meditation program, gray matter was more dense in areas associated with learning, memory processing, and emotion regulation. And yet the amygdala, which deals with stress, blood pressure, and fear, had decreased gray matter. When we look at the entire body, not only do we see decreased blood pressure, but it can also increase the variability of your heart rate. And while this may sound harmful, it actually plays a critical role in properly transporting oxygen and carbon dioxide throughout your body. Think you're getting sick? In a study where both meditators and non-meditators were given the flu virus, meditators were able to produce a greater number of antibodies and had increased immune function. If we go a little deeper, we can even see changes on a cellular level. Your chromosomes have protective protein complexes called telomeres, which help reduce damage to your DNA and lower cell death. And a shortened telomere length has been linked to several diseases such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and cancer. Amazingly, when cancer survivors completed a meditation program, their bodies showed significant increases in telomere length. It's believed that psychological intervention, particularly decreasing stress, has a direct effect on the enzyme telomerase, which has been shown to counteract shortening by adding DNA to the shrinking telomeres. Of course, meditation is not a substitute for other medical advice or a healthy lifestyle. We don't want you leaving this video thinking it will cure cancer. But much like hitting the gym can grow your muscles and increase your overall health, it seems that meditation may be a way of working out your brain with extra health benefits. And since your brain controls, well, all of you, why not relax and say, every once in a while. And if you like working out your brain, be sure to get our ASAP Science book, which is now available for pre-sale at asapscience.com/book. We've got answers to your most asked burning questions, persistent rumors, and unexplained phenomenon. Whether you're a huge science fan or just a curious mind, the book has something for everyone, and we're so excited for you to read it and show off your newfound knowledge to all
All right, so with that one, I mean, you had a statement. You absolutely had a statement. And I think that you were giving us strong examples about what makes it, you know, so beneficial. Like, you can do this anywhere. It lowers this, it lowers that. I think that it happened towards the end, and I think that's how you tied everything together, was when you made it so that art, you know, you said art was communication, and this helps you communicate to yourself. And I think that if you would have kind of touched on that a little bit more, and talking about expression and how this helps you, you know, do certain things that allows you to be more expressive, you know, if you found studies on how it made you more creative, or, you know, makes problem solving easier, that would have been a stronger tie that you could have pulled in a little earlier. But I do think that you did a great job as far as you had a statement, you knew what you were doing, you were going, this is how I'm going to prove it by saying you can affect this, and this. Also, when you mentioned, you know, it's about imagining these things, and you have to, you know, part of imagination, you could have tied that part into your creative side, you know, the whole artistic creative side, and I think that would have worked really well as well. Okay, but with that said, it was a good job. Don't worry about the editing issue, it happens. Okay, but I think you did a good job. You knew what you were trying to do, so good job. All right, let's see. Boop. Let's see who else we got. Fashion color prior, right? Yep. Okay. Click on that one. Got 2 YouTube videos. Okay. Oh. Briar, you got to make your stuff at least unlisted. Who's got this video, but your actual presentation is listed as private. Try one more time. All right, well, hold on. Or maybe we should move on to the next one, then we'll come back to you. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. That one. Okay. Right, let's see. Angel, Fashion, Prior. Okay, what else we got? Another Randolph. All right.
Hi everybody. So my presentation.
Hold on. Check in, you just made it public. Alright. Guess we got that one loaded up, so let's see which.
That was good practice. In front. Oh, what's up, man? What's up, y'all? Man. Let me turn down this music, man. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Khalid Pryor. I'm a student at Norfolk State University. I'm a junior, and I'm a graphic design major / dancer. And what we're gonna be talking about today is one of the my favorite things to talk about, which is the Flex dance community, which is a community that I'm a part of. So what I'm going to be going over today is the origin, the elements, and why it is by far one of the most influential dance styles of today. Alright, so let's get into it. Flexing is a style that's based in Brooklyn, New York, but its origins comes from Jamaica. And one of our forefathers is a man by the name of George Adams, and he was known as Brucker. And the way that he got his name was from his dance style, which he based off of a lot of animals and things like that. But the reason why it was called Brucker was because it was like a breakdown of each body part, where you would basically break down boom, 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 you know, stuff like that. And, you know, he also developed it because, you know, he had suffered a very bad leg injury, you know, which messed up his leg. But instead of letting that be a crutch on him, he used it to his advantage. So once he was able to come to the States, he started working with a lot of big artists like Busta Rhymes, Wyclef, Missy Elliott. And then it got to a point where when he went to New York, people would literally buy VHS tapes just so they could watch him dance and try to mimic his style and do it the best way that they could. And this was like around the mid-1990s. So around this time also, there was a local televised talent show called Flex in Brooklyn, which aired every Friday night at 9 p.m. on a channel called BCAT. And so many, you know, dancers just started taking over that whole entire thing, because, like, you know, you have like groups, you have individuals, you have tag team performances, and even battles. And from there, you know, everybody had their own unique way of doing the style that, you know, Brucker created. So once the show had ended, you know, that was where the name Flexin' came from. You know, so Flex in Brooklyn became Flexin'. So yeah, so that's the origin. So now I'm going to go over the elements of the style. All right, just a few. All right, so we have 6 elements in flexing: bone breaking, connecting, hat tricks, gliding, pausing, and get low. And I'm gonna go over bone breaking and basically what it is. Bone breaking is basically you taking your arms and doing contortion like movements with them. It's the illusion to make it seem like you're breaking your arms apart. And this is not a style that I'm able to do, so I'm gonna be using a washcloth to demonstrate how it would look. So here's bone breaking. Boom. 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 Yeah, so that's bone breaking. Another style of ours that's very popular is called connecting. And it's very similar to like tutting, but the difference is that when we use angles, we make it more three-dimensional, and we use different parts of the body, not just the hands, you know what I mean? And then you have gliding, which is, you know, a very popular style too, but the difference is that we make our glides look very illusion based, make it look like we're levitating. And then you have pausing, which is our style, one of our most aggressive styles, in which you're basically like catching the beat. So it can be hard or even light. So to something like this, you can literally pause like this, for example. Right? it just, just beat hitting. You know, oh geez, don't kill me for this. But then you have hat tricks, which is self-explanatory, just doing tricks with hats. And then you have get low, which is actually a style that I do, which involves levels. You're playing around with levels, high, mid, and low, and you're making it seem as if you're defying laws of gravity. And I'll do a short demonstration of that as well. Alright, so here's get low. Alright, so that's a small breakdown of each of the elements. So now we're gonna go into its influence. One of the reasons why I say flexing is one of the most influential dance styles and dance cultures in the world right now is simply because of like the resume. Like many of our dancers, old and even new, have been in the Super Bowl commercial, McDonald's commercial. Some have worked with other musical artists like Skrillex, Rihanna, and even Jay-Z and Beyonce. Matter of fact, one of our OGs, whose name is Ringmaster Slick, had the honor of being on the album cover of the joint album of Beyonce and Jay-Z, which I will show you right now. And this for us was a very big accomplishment. That's him right there. Yeah, so definitely shout outs to him. And one of the things about this style also is that it's been making a buzz like all across the world. Like people from New Zealand, France, Japan, South Korea, South Africa, like all of these places have been able to like witness flexing. And now you have dancers all across the world doing the style and even creating styles as a way of paying homage to the music, to the dance style. So with, that being said, that's why I consider it to be one of the most influential, only because of how much work I've seen so many of these dancers have put in, and as being one of the figures within the style itself, like I'm super proud of where we've gone and where we're about to go to. So without further ado, I'm gonna send y'all off to the next video so y'all can actually see flexing in action, because it can be shown better than it can be told. All right, hope y'all have a blessed day, and remember, if it ain't flex, it ain't shh. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
Whoops. Sorry, that's the wrong button. So, yeah, like that was great. You know, it was a really good demonstration, explaining everything, pushing. You know, I think you made a point. You know, you had your statement, you made a point. The only thing I really wish you would have done to actually like push that a little bit further is to actually give us some type of numbers, right? You know, it's because you say it's more influential, right? So how is it more influential than, you know, the samba or you know, the foxtrot or the electric slide, or, you know, giving us something, giving us some type of numbers. You know, it's like, oh, well, this is why it is in, you know, this type of dance is in every single dance video since 1998, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But just giving us a little bit more factual stuff would have made that just so much better. But that was really good. I mean, it was really good. You knew what you were talking about. I love the little intro. You know, music was playing. You come, and you're like, oh, hey guys, how's it going? Thought that was fantastic. You know, I love the demonstration, so we get to see what you were doing. You know, it was a really good presentation. It was a really good presentation. The only thing that I would say that would have made that even better is if you gave us just a little bit of information, you know, that was factual, so we could be like, oh, okay, I see exactly what you're talking about. I can see how this is, you know, the most influential. It has influenced this many people. It has influenced this, especially if you were like, flexing has influenced this, and then this, and then this dance, and then this dance, and this dance, and this dance, and this dance, right? That would have just made this, you know, really good. All right. So great job. I think you did a great job. Yeah, that's all I got. Great job. All right, we already got this one set up. So I'm going to mute me.
Hi everybody. So my presentation is on who's the better performance, Michael Jackson or Beyonce. So I'm gonna wait to the end to tell you guys who I believe is the better performance, and just hit you with all the facts so you can see this is why, this is why. So I feel like Beyonce is definitely up there with the performance level, is because she performs. Like, she's been performing since she was a child, and she grew up still performing. Like, she's never not performed. She has so much skill level, so much talent. It's like she's in control of everything, you know what I mean? Like, so her shows ran by her backup singers, her hair, her outfit, her. She does everything. Everything is in her control. If it's not like up to her skill, if it's not checked off by Beyonce, it's not gonna be performing with Beyonce. It's not gonna be seen with Beyonce. None of that. That's just not gonna happen. Like, for example, she performed at Coachella and reinvented the whole show of Coachella and turned into Baychella. Who can do that? Who does that? Like, only Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Only Beyonce would do this and stuff like that, because she is a performer. She took control, created her own Coachella, Baychella. Like, she did that. Nobody can say that they did that. And the whole show was ran by her. Everything was in order because of her. She sat there and watched everybody to the T. I want this to be like this. I want that to be like that. If it's not that, I don't want it. If it's not up to that, I don't want it. I don't want that. You can't do that. You can't show like that. You can't move like that. You gotta go, because you gotta be able to keep up. You gotta be able to perform on her level, or it's none of that. Like, who's doing that? It's like she was first everything. Like, she performed Super Bowl, killed it. Like, her work ethic is just great. Like, you know, she eat, sleep, breathe a performance. When she get ready for a show, she practices. Like she said, she was practicing for Coachella a year in advance. You know what I mean? Like, a whole year you just practicing for one show, for an hour show. You are practicing for a whole year. That takes time, work, and dedication to even pull that off or even think of that. Like, she took a whole year of her life to plan Beychella. Like, who is doing that? Who is doing stuff like that? Nobody. Because she is up there. Like, that's her performance. Like, that's how much she dedicates into her performance and puts into her performance to be the best performer. Because it don't just happen overnight. You don't just wake up and say, I'm the best performer. Let's go. Let's perform. Let's go. No. Patience, time, work. You know, you gotta put the work in to get that. You gotta put that work in, and she did, and that's why she is up there with the performance level of she is. That's why her shows sell out every time. She could have, for example, an album that would not do good at all, and still go on tour and sell out. Who does that? Why do you think people do that? Because of her performances. Like, you don't go there just to listen to her music. It's not just about the concert. It's about her performance that she brings to the show, that she gets to, like, you get to see that. Like, you get to really see Beyonce perform. Like, she gives you what you come for every single time. She don't leave you wondering. No, you gonna get that show. It don't matter if you all the way up, you're gonna get a show. You're gonna see that show, and it's gonna be the best performance of your life. Like, who can really say that they can do that? Nobody. Like, not too many people cannot have a hit album and still sell out of their show just based off performance alone. Like, she's a goddess. Like, that's great. Like, nobody can say that, because nobody's doing stuff like that. Like, she's do that all the time, and she has kids on top of that, so she does all this. So great. Then, just like, even in all her shows, the fact that when she does perform, that she brings herself to the performance, is not like, it's not just this. Like, you feel her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel what she feels. So, like, you hear, I don't even know the song off the top, but like, you just hear her singing a sad song, you gonna feel that pain. That's why when she did put out a certain album and everybody was like, oh, like, are you and Jay-Z not together no more? Because y'all felt that. Everybody felt that. They felt her, and she like, nah, we good. But that was her performance. Like, that's what she wanted you to feel. That's what she does, because she knows how to perform. She knows how to do it, to give you that life. Like, not a lot of artists can do that. And then we have good old Michael Jackson. Okay, so Michael Jackson, he's a great performer as well. As many know, he's a legend. Like, there's everybody who better than Michael. Like, nobody, because Michael went from being 5 years old in the group, you know what I'm saying, to being 4 years old, grown man, still performing the same way, like, not missing a beat, still bringing that to the table every time. Like, he's still doing that. Like, went from 5 years old to, I don't even know how old he was before he died, but whatever age he was, he went from that to that, and was still performing like it was nothing. Like, you wouldn't even know him if he fell down a flight of stairs. He would have still came out and gave you that same performance, like he'd been asleep all day ready. Cause that's what he do, like, that's Michael. Like, he's going to give it to you. He's going to perform for you every, and then on top of that, like, the icing of it is that Michael did all of this in his time without no social media. He didn't have nothing behind him. He didn't have nothing to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was nothing to see him but to go to see his performance. And he gave you that performance every single time you went to his performances. And he still, for him to be able to reach all these different platforms, you know what I'm saying? Just based off of him and how he performs without any social media. That's beyond and above, because there was no social media, like, and, he doing this. Like, Beyonce, she has more of a social media base so, like, she has more ways to get herself out, even though she was out when she was, you know, in Destiny Child and everything. But still, Michael went from being a kid, 5 years old. 5 years old. He really grew up in that time where there was nothing. And, you know, nothing for real, but like a TV, you know, here and there. But like nothing. And he still was the best performer off of himself alone. Like, off himself alone, he made all of that happen. Because of his performance and how he came out. He did that. Nobody was doing what he was doing. He put down a blueprint for everybody to do everything that they really doing in nowadays. Like, he started that. Like, his performance level. Without him even performing the way he performed, everybody wouldn't even be up there to perform the way that he was. Like, he started that. He was the best performer because he did that. Like, nobody was doing stuff that he was doing. He was performing. Nobody was doing that. Nobody was doing that. Like, his platform was just too large. It wasn't that for no reason. It was because he was performing to the best ability that he could. Like, he put in work. Even when he went and switched and changed, Michael still came. You knew Michael Jackson was still finna come and perform every single time. And if you did, he was fainting. People was fainting for this man. He wouldn't even step on the stage yet. People would just faint from him. Just the thought that he's about to come out and perform. They just fainting. Like, people would die. To this day, people would die to watch this man perform. He is the best of all time. And that is my answer. Michael Jackson is the best performer in history. I love Beyonce, but I gotta give it to Michael.
All right, so that was an interesting like debate, right? Because you didn't actually give us you didn't give us your answer from you didn't say Michael Jackson is the best performer of all time, right? Because that little bit that you had, like, you could have spun that with the same information that you had, and you could still have made that statement. Like, Michael Jackson is the best performer of all time in history, today, not today, you know, past, present, probably even the future. You know, you could have started off with saying that, and then even coming back and going, now I know all of you are going to probably jump down my throat and say Beyonce. And then you could have did your rant about Beyonce. It's like, but now let me tell you about Michael Jackson, right? And you just list off his accomplishments as well. And then as you went on, it's like people were fainting, people did this and they did, right? That would have been the way that you could have defended that statement. So I think for the next one, you know, next time you do a presentation like this, you should really take that statement, Michael Jackson is the best performer, put that at the front so we know that you're going to defend that, right? You could have used the same exact information, but it's just the way you would have framed it. It was actually really good, right? I thought it was entertaining. It was, you know, it gave us enough information, and then, you know, you made your statement. But I do believe that you could have given us more factual numbers, right? Beyonce sold this many albums, sold out concerts here, is popular here, you know, and you could have done the research and told us, and then we could have had a whole bunch of numbers to back up your statement as well, right? So, but all in all, I think it was a great presentation. Good job. All right, Vimeo.
Hey everybody, my name is Portia and I'm a pre-nursing student.
Okay, yours is really loud. Hold on. I'm going to turn yours back. Okay. And I'm going to turn
Hey everybody, my name is Portia and I'm a pre-nursing student, and my presentation is going to be why I feel as if music therapy is the best form of therapy. If you see me looking this way, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. So a little back history, I'm going to insert a picture of my father, Mark Fly Johnson. He passed away this past November. He is, I want to say, the reason of why my love for music is crazy as it is now. Whenever I would cry when I was a baby, he would put me in his, I forgot what kind of car it was. It was like an orange Pontiac or whatever. He called it the Orange Crush. He would put me in the back seat. We would drive around, all around Jackson, Tennessee. That's where I was born. We would just drive around, you know, the hoods where everybody know him at, of course, with the music on. And that would just be how I fell asleep. And even to this day, like sometimes if I've had a long day, I put on my music on my tablet that will help me fall asleep. I want to say 9.9 times out of 10, I am leaving the house with at least 2 forms of headphones. So my AirPods are numero uno. Where I work, I'm not supposed to wear headphones, but I really can't like focus without headphones in my ear. I don't like listening to customers complain. I don't like hearing them breathe. I don't like hearing them sneeze, but whatever. So I usually just put one in my ear, but this get charged. Whenever it needs to be charged, I'm charging it because I can't live without these. That's why they are attached to my car keys. They go wherever I go. If those are just dead, I forgot to charge them, baby, don't even worry about it because these are not too far behind. These are the headphones that come with the phone. They're in my charger bag. I have a charger bag that has my charger and my headphones in it. But when I'm at home, I have these. These I use for if I really just like want to block everything out while I'm at home. I use these at night to kind of like decompress. So I'll put on some music, I'll listen to these, and I'll practice my breathing. I also use these to record my podcasts. Worst comes to worst, can't find any headphones. Those are dead. I don't know. Those are Beat by Dre, the wireless kind. These are the first Beat by Dre, which require a wire. Yes, I just noticed both of my headphones have tape because I've had them that long, and I don't know. I just refuse to buy more because they're not broken. But that's my love with headphones because I need to be in tune with music some kind of way any time of the day. Also, I'm going to try to show you guys my tattoo. It is, I can do it this way. So it's a heart with headphones with a heartbeat inside, and it says Music Junkie, and then this is going into a vein. Now, the purpose of the plug going into the vein is, just FYI, this part is kind of deep. I don't really know you guys well enough, but I mean, it's a part of my presentation. It's really a part of my life. I suffer with depression really, really bad. It's not as bad as what it used to be, but it was a point in my life where I didn't think I served a purpose. I don't know why I was here. So it started out as taking pills, and then it eventually led to cutting. So at one point in my life, I was just like, I'm done. I have to figure out something else to do. I got this tattoo, and I got it right by the vein that I used to try to nick, hoping the pain will go away. So now, whenever I'm depressed, whenever I'm feeling bad, whenever I'm having a bad day, it's really hard to miss this tattoo. And it kind of reminds me, I have a purpose in life. My heart beats for a reason, and I need to just stay focused and look to the music. Is definitely a part of my day-to-day. It helps me get through the day. I play it in the morning when I'm getting dressed for work. Saturday, My son is usually in a bowling league, which is paused now because it is whatever you want to call it. But I still get up, still wash my face in the morning. I exfoliate, and I'm putting my music on. We're going to clean, and we're going to have the window open, and we're just going to bring like positive vibes in our body, and the negative ones we're going to let out, and they're going to go out the window. With self-care, with cooking, with cleaning, even when I'm taking like breaks in between my classwork, I'm really listening to music. Like, I don't know any other way to explain it besides like music is really, it's life, it's energy, it's motivation, it's determination, it's I don't get a feeling like this. I don't get excited as much as I do when it comes to music. Everyone knows that I'm a big music person and I go to concerts a lot. I've been to every single concert by myself, except for like back in the day with the B2K. I went to those. I went to see Lil Scrappy. I've seen Mobb Deep. I've seen Jeezy. I've seen Sage the Gemini. Like, I've been to plenty of concerts. I always go by myself. Like, people like to travel. People like to, I don't know, cook for fun. I like going to concerts. So, here's one. This is me and Wiz Khalifa last, I want to say maybe July or August. I forgot where he was at, like the Ample Theater or something like that. This is me and Wiz again. Yes, I love him. This was in like 2011, and I think this was like 2014 or something like that. Sheesh. This is me and Wiz and Currency. I think this was March. I can't remember. It was raining. So it was like March. It was this past March. I'm sorry. 2019. They was at the Norva. And these hoodies shows how much of a good friend I am. My friend in Michigan is a clothing designer. And he asked if I would give those hoodies to Wiz and Currency. And I made sure that I did. This here is me and Amarion at the Millennium Tour last year. Thank God I went last year because they got canceled on this year. This here is me and Bow Wow. He was at a club in Virginia Beach, I think like in September or something like that. And we took a picture. And then this here is me and J Bug at the after party at the Millennium Tour. My scrapbooking is in my closet somewhere, but that has like old tickets like 2003 from B2K, Lil Romeo, like all of that crap. But moral of the story is I love music. If music was to go away for 24 hours, I would be a nervous wreck. So now I'm going to insert a video where other people like myself will tell you how much music means to them and what kind of impact music has on their life.
What does music mean to me? Music is the universal language, the way we speak to each other with so many different people and different genres of music and everything like that. I think it really, it's like that rhythm. It's the rhythm of life, and that's what music means to me.
Music means a lot to me, man. Music saved my life, bro.
Music means life to me, breathing. You know what I mean? It's everything. It's my whole existence.
Music to me is my creative expression, rites of passage.
You know, it brings out the best in people. You can express yourself in ways that everybody can't, and they can get to know you, and you can touch hearts, and you never know what you can really do.
Music has affected my life as a musician. You know, it gets me where I'm going.
Music is swag, music is confidence, and music is happiness.
Music means to me same as it means to everybody, man. It's important, man. It's important for the longevity of life, for your heart, man. You need music.
Sometimes we all are going through tough times. Sometimes we're going through the biggest times in our life, and music settles in and it gets us back to a place, where we feel happy. It takes me to a place where I'm.
So with that being said, I'm challenging all of you to take at least bare minimum 15 minutes or even more if you feel comfortable to yourself every night. Find a quiet place, somewhere where you can lay on your back, put your hands across either your chest or your stomach, close your eyes, and kind of just like release. Don't think about anything. I don't care what homework assignment due. I don't care who you owe money to or some negative stuff somebody told you earlier that day. At that point in time, it doesn't matter. Mental health is the best wealth. Always remember that. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys have a great summer and can't wait to see everybody in the fall.
Nope, starting up. Nope. All right. So, I mean, it was great. I really got to know you. It was a really good thing in how music has helped you, right? And I think that's a great antidote. The thing is that you didn't really tell us a lot about the impacts of music therapy, right? It was a lot on you. I know that you had some slides in there that gave us some information, which is great. But it would have been really good if you had some factual numbers that you could have thrown out to us. It's helped this many people, or it calms a lot of people in this way. Like I said, I did see your slides. It was like I did see your slides, so it was like, okay, that's working. But this presentation was how it really helped you. And I think you did a phenomenal job making me want to listen to music. Like, I wanted to go and listen to music and go, okay, I like music and I do that too, you know? So it really got me going, all right, I'm not crazy for liking music to like calm me down and stuff like that. But if we had some more numbers or some more facts that we could build on, then that would have really helped your statement. Okay? But besides that, I think you did a great job. It was really nice. So, yeah, good job. All right, and Tion said that his went up, so his remake. Try to search for that information, but it was unavailable. Yeah, I can see that. It's hard, like, especially you gotta know where to search. Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin, right? And it's gonna take a lot of time, but yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, like I said, I'm just giving little helpful bits on how you could do a little bit better, right? But I think you did a great job. It was a great job. All right, so let's this one.
Good afternoon.
All right, get rid of me again.
My name is Tion Lee. I'm a sophomore engineering major. I'm going to be explaining to you why Michael Jackson is the best performer of all time, and, you know, the reason why he became the king of pop. You know, Michael Jackson was a sensation. Starting from the Jackson 5, he was 11-year-old lead singer. Their first 4 singles actually hit the top 100 in the Billboard Hot 100. You know, they had Jackson had a song that he performed live with Diana Ross, the "I Want You Back," and that song actually hit the #1 in the Billboard Hot 100. So, and in 1984, Michael Jackson went to the Victory Stadium tour with all of his brothers. They all did a performance. They had a tour with 55 concerts and over 2 million people that partook in the at the concerts. You know, and he during those concerts he had received a gross income of like 75 million, and Michael Jackson decided to donate some of his share, about 3 to 5 million, to charity. But what was most recognized during that um, tour was Michael's performance of Thriller and Off the Wall. That really spiked the tour and why most of the people decided to go. You know, one of Michael Jackson's greatest accomplishments was during the Motown 25 Yesterday, Today, Forever event that they had in California. They had the very last time that the Jackson 5 came together and sung a song. Because after that, Michael Jackson performed with them, but then he wanted to do his own single to perform his debut, Billie Jean, which was a hit sensation, and that's when he first showed the moonwalk, and everyone that saw that was there at that performance, they were all mesmerized. Even like the Motown records, they didn't know what it was. It was just something new, something hot, and like Michael, he blew everyone away with that. You know, that was around March of about 1993, I think. No, it was 83. And then, but they were there, and everyone that was there, they realized that it was just such a big thing for him. That was when he blew up and decided to do his own thing as a solo artist. You know, a year later, he made Thriller in 1983, and that gave him so much recognition. He got so many awards. One was the American Music Awards, and then he also won a Grammy in 1984, for Best Record for Children. And that song Thriller, it actually had gotten to the top 10 for 80 consecutive weeks. So, he was heard all over the world. But, he was already famous, but that Thriller and the music video that he had with it was just epic for anyone that loved his performance. In January of 1993, Michael Jackson was asked to perform at the Super Bowl. He gladly accepted, and that's where he became the first artist to do a solo at the Super Bowl. And he performed Billie Jean, Jam, Heal the World in Black and White, and that performance, it boosted the ratings dramatically for the Super Bowl performances. Out of all the other ones that came before him, he actually boosted it so high, and for him to be the solo, just one act at a Super Bowl, it was just too good for anyone to ignore. Later on, he had received the Living Legend Award by his sister Janet Jackson. And for those of you that don't know, that award is very, very special to anyone who's an artist, because that award, he is one of only 15 artists to ever receive that award. And that award recognizes ongoing contributions and influence in the recording field. So anyone who's an artist will be honored to receive such an award, and that's one of his other, amazement accomplishments in his life. There were actually 2 times that Michael Jackson had been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The first time was when he was with the Jackson 5, and then the second time was when he was a solo artist in 2001. And at that time, he had been inducted by, Justin Timberlake, who told him that there was no stopping and there's not enough. That Michael Jackson and him, he was the king of pop for sure. And Michael Jackson had told him, for him, the gift of music was always a blessing from God ever since, he was a child. And, that wasn't like the only moment. In 2002, Michael Jackson had actually received the American Music Award from his best friend Chris Tucker. And that's not the first time he received that award. He actually received it 26 other times during his entire career. And, He's actually one of only 7 artists to receive the American Music Awards International Artist Award of Excellence. So if you take a look at the video, you can see a video of how everyone reacted to his death.
If you wanted any proof that the death of Michael Jackson at 50 is a major international news story, then look no further than Times Square, where I'm now surrounded by people from this city, from all corners of the United States, and indeed holidaymakers here from around the world who have come here to look up at the huge television screens that they have in Times Square, and the news tickers, the famous Dow Jones ticker here, one for ABC News just over here, telling the news that Michael Jackson is dead. The mood is not one of tremendous sadness, but certainly shock. And we went into Times Square earlier today to talk to people to gauge their reaction to Jackson's death, and in some cases, to break the news to them.
Just stunned right now. I love Michael Jackson. My condolences to his family.
That's crazy. That's a shame. Such a shame.
All his dance moves, his music, even I still bump his music in the car nowadays. You know, it's a classic. It's something, whenever you put it on, you start bopping your head. But damn, it's sad. Damn.
He was such a big impact on my life. His dances, his dance routines, his lyrics were so incredible. He was such a serious act. I truly love Michael Jackson, and it is so sad to see that he is gone. I cannot believe it.
We are from Turkey, and we know him. In our media, he is shown every day, and it's something written about him. And now we heard, and we are sorry for him.
The people of Times Square with their reaction to the passing of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, of course, leaves behind 3 children whom he had with a surrogate mother. They are Michael Joseph Jr., Paris Michael Catherine, his only girl, and Prince Michael Jackson II. And of course, he's survived as well by his mother and father and 8 siblings. Michael Jackson, then, dead at the age of 50 from cardiac arrest. John Terrett, Al Jazeera, Times Square, New York.
So later on, after that, you know, their reaction was, you know, obvious. After all them things that he accomplished in his life, everyone loved his music. He spoke to every single person in the world. That's why there were so many different races that had something to say. Everyone was shocked. There was actually a moment in, I think it was New York, where it was traffic because everyone stopped their cars at the moment that they saw that or heard that Michael Jackson had died. You know, the moment where Michael met Justin Timberlake at the awards, I think that was like the moment where everyone started calling him the King of Pop, because his music it's legendary, and it's not something that will be forgotten easily. You know, he's still to this day King of Pop, and that's why I believe that Michael Jackson is and will always be the best performer of all time. Thank you very much.
All right, so that one was way better. You know, I love the addition of all the extra information, the the images, the awards that he won, the stuff that he saw. You know, that really gave us a lot more information, and I think that this one was really a lot stronger than your first one. So I'm glad you were able to take the critique that you got and then just ran with it and made it really good. You did a really good job on that one. Very good. Let's see, anyone else? Did I miss anybody? Anyone who published theirs? We didn't see it? Nope, doesn't look like it. All right, so good job to everyone who presented. You guys did a great job. Dealing with this situation now where you got to record yourself and send it in and stuff like that. That was great. I really don't know what else to say. You guys did a great job. I will put up the next people who have to go for next week. Okay. I'll make sure to do that a lot earlier. So I'll try and get it up tonight or tomorrow morning. So that way more people have enough time to prep and try and get it rendered and all that kind of stuff before the day it's due. Okay. Because we need to make sure that you guys get your stuff in so that I can get your grades in, and we can go from there. All right. So, and I am granting you guys, I think we're on quiz 9, so I'm going to grant you guys all quiz 9, because there was some issues with copyright with some of the video that was presented, which might actually happen with this one as well. And so you couldn't actually go back and listen to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and grant you that quiz. All right. Just give everybody's going to get an A. Right. So yeah, everyone who is, let's put it like that. Everyone who's commented on the previous presentations, you guys will get an A. All right. If you're not participating, you're not going to get the benefit. All right. Okay, are there any questions, comments, concerns, complaints you guys need to get off your chest before we sign off here? Can I go first next week? Absolutely. I hope you get it rendered out. Anything else? Other questions? And if there is no complications with YouTube, then you will have a quiz. Okay? Are these recorded? Yes. Yes, they are. And as long as there's not a copyright infringement on it, then there will be no issues. But if there is, then they start taking out audio and clips and stuff like that. So, but we'll know that very soon. And I can put this one in the archive. Excuse me. Anything else? Because if not, I'll let you go. No need to keep you guys. Work our way through people. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the end screen. I'll stay on chat for a little bit longer just in case you do have some questions. And then if not, please make sure you look at the discussion board to see if you are up next. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.